I'd like to add that all this Iran stuff and even the Epstein stuff, it's all a distraction. They got you talking about Epstein, they got you talking about Iran, but they're not talking about the closure of the Department of Education. They're not talking about the destruction of the Environmental Protection Agency. They're not talking about the problems that affect us on a daily basis. Epstein doesn't affect you. Epstein doesn't affect me. It might piss you off, but it doesn't affect you. And it's got us fighting between MAGA people that support Epstein, in their sick way, and support the Iran war and all that, and people fighting that don't support the Iran war, and it's like a Jew and non-Jew debate. Who do you support? And it's all crap. It's all crap. It means nothing. It doesn't affect anybody, even if you are Jewish, even if you are Palestinian, and you live in this country. It really doesn't affect you. But they would have you think that it highly affects you. It's your whole world. It's a reason for living. That's what they want you to believe, and it's not true. You know, uh, the problem is that the price of gas. They don't want you to talk about the price of gas is temporary. It's going to go back down. Prices don't go back down. You know, the problem is these people get used to $4 a gallon. They get used to that money. And they don't want to give it up. It doesn't go back down. It's highly unlikely it's going to go back down. And now with all these electric, and that's another thing, with the price of gas, it helps sell electric cars. How many people are going to the store and they're buying electric cars because of the price of gas? So it's all has this game. It's all a game. And with more people buying electric cars, the price of gas is going to go up because less people are buying the gas, but they have to get a certain price for the gas, otherwise it isn't worth taking it out of the ground. So if they don't get a certain dollar amount, it costs them money to take it out of the ground rather than makes the money. So that's why the price has to say a certain price. And that's why there's always been a fight between electric cars and gas cars. And they've always tried to deter people from using electric cars because it affects the gas guy business. The gas industry, the oil industry does not like electric cars, But I think a lot of your gas companies, oil companies have invested in electric cars, knowing that that's the wave of the future, and they want to be on the bottom floor of that wave, so they can capitalize on the most. And since they have such huge revenue and such stockpiles of money, they can influence whatever they want, And if they didn't agree to electric cars being out there, there wouldn't be any electric cars. So they see it as the wave of the future, and there's one thing money can't stop, and that is progress and change. Change happens regardless of where you put your money or what you do with your money. Change, it's like if you put your money anywhere in the stock market, it doesn't affect the price going up or down. I mean, change is going to happen. It's going to go up. It's going to go down, regardless of what you do with your money. So it's somewhere along those lines. But all this is a smokescreen, so we don't look at the real problems. Why the Republicans have their balls in a jar. Why this man controls them like a puppy or a puppet. And I hope you don't think Donald Trump runs the United States. Somebody runs Donald Trump, and that's why he's there, and that's why he went back after he lost, because they knew they could control him and get what they wanted. He's doing everything. What was the name of the Project 25 or 2025 or something? Doing everything in that playbook. And he didn't write it. He didn't write it. He's just playing it. He's the coach on the team that didn't write the plays, and he just calls the plays. And he doesn't even decide what plays. Somebody tells him what plays to call. And that's what he's doing. Iran was a play to call. Greenland. He wants Greenland. Russia's not going to take Greenland. Not in a million years. And neither is China. It's all a smokescreen. The United States, the people that run this country, want Greenland because it has such rare minerals. It has oil, probably has tons of gold, whatever. It has tons of stuff. And they want to mine the hell out of it. Yeah. And, and it's easy. There's no water fight. We would have it in a matter of minutes, and it'd be easy peasy. And that's why they want to go for it, And Canada's another one. You think if we got Canada, oil prices would go down? No, they would go up. Got to pay for the price to transfer Canada to the United States and all the costs and everything that they would find bullshit reasons to up the prices on everything. Look how much natural gas we pump out of this country alone, and we export to other countries. But yet our price of natural gas, is extremely high. It's coming out of our backyard, and we're paying the highest price for it. That's the government you have running this country. And it's not Donald Trump. It's not Donald Trump. And see the hat? They rigged the election so Donald Trump could win, because they wanted all the things Donald Trump has done. So, in the cloud, the cloud, there's trillions and trillions of dollars in the cloud. And in a 24-hour cycle, it goes from New York Stock Exchange to the Nikkei in Japan. When the stock exchange in New York closes, it transfers through the cloud to Japan. When Japan closes, it transfers from Japan to New York. And that's what happens with trillions and trillions of dollars every day. Well, if, like North Carolina, gets a lot of those trillions of dollars because they have no work protections, they have no social networks, they're very bad on school and medical, they don't have any unemployment, they have barely any welfare, and that's why they get a lot of the trillions of dollars. New York, on the other hand, has Medicaid, has welfare, has very good schooling, and gets very little of the trillions of dollars. Because the powers that control that trillions of dollars, they don't want us happy. They don't want us healthy. They want us to be miserable robots that go to work every day and are afraid to take a 5-minute piss break because we might lose our job. That's what they want. And with those trillions of dollars in the sky, that's what they get. And that's why a lot of those trillions go to Indonesia, Vietnam, all those Asian countries that do all our clothes making, and sweatshops where 5-year-olds make your Louis Vuitton shirt or bag. It's all made by a 5-year-old in Indonesia. because they treat them like slaves. And that's where the money goes. If they treated their people good, the money would go somewhere else and they wouldn't make those bags anymore. And they would lose that income. So, the powers that be are evil to the core. And that's what they are. Look at Donald Trump. He's evil to the core. He's the epitome of evil. And so is anybody in his family. His daughter is evil to the core. There's nobody in his family. His son Barron is the most evil little teenager there is. So his wife, my God, his wife is so evil, it's pathetic. So these are the kind of people that are controlling that $1 trillion cloud. And you don't get in that club. You don't get to control that $1 trillion unless you are evil. And that's the initiation. And it's Pizzagate, and it's a pedophile ring running the world. No more needs to be said.